Hi, I'm David Barnes at Peace of Mind Overtures, and today I want to talk to you about an alignment movie process session, or AMP as we call them, to assist with the tremendous change that all of us are feeling and going through right now. Now, just a real brief little overview. What is the alignment movie process? Well, Swan McGregor and I created this process, about 14 years ago, and we did some transformative change work on ourselves using intentions, the ones that you want, and de-energize the ones that you don't want. And we made ourselves a proxy for anybody that wanted this work. And so since then, we've created about 700 alignment movie sessions, and we work with clients and companies to help people shift the whole new paradigm, a whole new way of seeing things in a different way. And so my hope today for this video is to give you a quick overview of an alignment movie process session, or an AMP session, that it was just created perfectly for these times, although we didn't know it. We did this back in 2015, and I found that it really fits, and that's why I want to share it with you today. So we call this There's No Stopping This Change, and the AMP movie that we're using today is the Lego Movie. Now, some of you might be like, well, I don't watch movies, or isn't that a kid's movie, the Lego Movie? Well, the message in the Lego Movie is absolutely perfect for what's going on. So let me give you 5 really quick and key energetic benefits you'll get from watching this movie, the Lego Movie. First, anything that's new creates chaos first. Now, if you've seen some of my prior videos or posts, I've been really trying to speak about this, because when we're going through any kind of change, it's like tearing up the garden and getting it ready for something new. Well, in the Lego Movie, it's about a Lego world. And, little kids that play with Legos, they always have to tear them apart, and it's messy, so that they can rebuild and start again. This happens whether it's construction, and whether it's a garden, whether it's a new business, it's always messy at first. But the context that I want you to get from this AMP session is that what we're going through right now is not some kind of ending. It's really a new beginning. It's something new that is occurring, and everything, I believe, as we go through this chaos is going to be better. And it's going to take us a while to get our bearings, but it will be better. So in the interim, we need to all stay centered and balanced, and this alignment movie process session, or AMP session, will help. So remember, this is the beginning of the change, and this is the chaos. And this leads to the second key point of this AMP session. Allow your brain to integrate. Our brains don't like a disruption in pattern at all. In fact, they push back quite a bit. It's why we all like routines. It's why we like to go a certain way to work every day. It's why we like to watch certain shows. And what happens when you disrupt this pattern is the brain gets rattled. Well, we're pretty rattled right now. And what it looks like is anxiety, fear, depression, and that's really the brain trying to integrate. And so the intent of this AMP session is to help your brain integrate and be okay with not knowing what's going to happen next. And so just some points. Don't push too hard on trying to figure out how and what you're going to do next and which is the right way to go, because it's too much at times for the brain to handle. So when you'll know this is going on, when you're feeling the fear, when you're feeling the anxiety, so really I want you to remember to pause and wait for another time when you can step into the inspired action. Next, I want you to really look at all of the changes that are before you as following the next open door. So many times, and I've done this most of my life, where I've wanted to get to door number 20 and door number 30 and door number 40 before I can decide which action to take now. And this is just the way it is to be human. So what I practice and what I encourage my clients to do is to look at each step as its own door. And once you go through that door, let's see where it goes next, and then go through that door. I've also heard other teachers refer to it as just working the puzzle. And I really love that concept of working the puzzle. Because if you notice, sometimes when you're looking for that piece in the puzzle and you can't find it, and you go somewhere else to search for it, but when you do find it, it seems to open up other awarenesses on the puzzle. So I think that works really well too. So it's like, don't push too hard. Only go with what's the next door that's in front of you, and work the puzzle, because all of us are working the puzzle, and it's all new to us. And that leads us to our next point here, and it's to trust your instincts. And I've recently started something in my meditation each day where I ask myself, well, what is it that I need to know now? And you'd be surprised at some of the great inspiring ideas that come either in the meditation or sometimes 2 and 3 and 4 hours later, you find yourself kind of led to go check something out or open up another door or try something, and it leads you down a path that I like to think of as flow. And once I can get into the flow, well, then everything seems to roll out. I get new ideas and new inspiration. So what I want to encourage you to do in these times is ground yourself each morning in some form of meditation. Now, I know there are a lot of great guided meditations out there, and for me, what I do and encourage my clients is just a 5 to 10 minute break where you get centered and bring in and get grounded. And that will allow your intuition to come online. And that's kind of how I see it in the come online. And it's really needed for the next point that's included in this alignment process session, and that's to remember that the fear that is up right now is way bigger than the virus that we're facing. And that it's going to be even more of a challenge than many of us are aware. And so why is that? Because first of all, fear is a state of mind. And when you're in a state of fear, you really don't have access to your intuition. You don't have access to your most incredible guidance system, which is your emotions. And as a result, you can end up doing things that are reactive, or you're not able to see the next logical step or the inspired action that's before you. And so you can get stuck, and it can be dangerous. And so, yes, we have a tremendous situation on how to navigate right now this virus that's spread around the globe. But the fear, have you noticed? It's huge and it's immense. So what do you do about it? Well, you got to distract yourself. And you got to do something to get your mind out of that mode. Walk away from the news. I mean, we always talk about the news and the media is this and the media is that. But remember, the media's business model is to get more of us to watch. And if more of us can watch, their ad revenues go up. And of course, they're competing with each other. And so it's just a business model that it's going to run its course to where we'll get bored with it. But for right now, when we keep tuning in, we're giving our mind this opportunity to get stuck in the fear. So walk away from it. Be in nature. If you are someone that likes to soak in the tub, do that. And so anything that you can do to distract your brain and get it out of fear, and so that you can get back into your emotions and your guidance. So let go and allow what is occurring right now, and then follow and flow into the next step. And this alignment session, this AMP session, will help you shift the resonance in this to make this possible. So finally, the last key point in this alignment movie process session or AMP session is I want you to remember that you have a contribution to make. And you'll see that in the characters in the movie. It's kind of fun, everybody's has the big fight, and yes, it's lighthearted message, but it really applies to these times. But we all have a contribution to make. And first of all, let's just all send gratitude for all of the healthcare workers that are out there working for us, and all of the people that are on the front lines in the grocery stores, and the people that are delivering things to us. They are really courageous and doing some amazing things for us right now. So your way of making a contribution could simply be sending gratitude to them and being grateful to them. There's another way, that you could send a contribution in ways that you might not be aware of. There's a lot of science out there about social contagion and how emotions are moving through networks, and anxiety moves through networks. We lose weight together, we gain weight together, we start smoking together. There's some really fascinating research that's showing our interconnectivity. Well, have you noticed our interconnectivity lately? It's amazing. We are definitely connected. Well, we're connected emotionally too. So maybe your contribution is to stay centered and balanced and send peace to the world. Send peace to the health workers. Send peace to the people that are looking out for us and protecting us. That can make a contribution. And of course, you will know if there is action that's needed because you will be inspired to do it. So trust that inspiration and take that action when it comes. So how do you get the benefits from these AMP sessions? Well, what we created was something we called the intention session. And if you Google intention session, you will see it comes up, and it's 5 statements, and there are about 3 actions that you take. And the reason for this is we wanted to give you an opportunity to step into this on your terms with grace and ease. And so that's why we created the intention session. And so when you do that first, you will get the benefits of the Lego Movie AMP session. And so do it first, then go watch the Lego Movie AMP session. Now, some of you, if you're drawn to this and you have some friends that you think would be up for it, because I get it, this work isn't for everybody. Not everybody's going to be willing to try something new like this and sit and watch a movie. But if you have some friends that are, why not watch it together? Meaning you watch it in your home and they watch it in their home and regroup and meet us here at this space and tell us what the experience was like for you. And that would benefit all of us. Because the more of us that do our own change work, the more of us that stay balanced, the more of us that can get back to peace of mind, we will have a very profound contagion effect on others. So one other thing is you're watching the AMP session, and I tell this to our clients sometimes. Sometimes you're watching the movie, and it's early, it's 8 o'clock at night, and you're watching, and all of a sudden, you check out. It's really like that. You just are asleep. If that happens to you, that means it's time to be done with the AMP session. Turn off the movie, don't push it, come back to it to another time, and start where you left off and finish it. Because you want this work to be with grace and ease. That's what we intended for it. And if you push it, there's a chance it might be just a little too much integration. What I really want to leave you with is to let you know that I'm here for you and that this work will be beneficial if you just give it a try. And for those of you that want to do personal work, there's a tab right here on this page. You can book a session with me, and my calendar is there, and we can go to work. For those of you that have issues that are on your mind, share them with us, and I'll either send you to a podcast or give you which AMP session that'll work. Finally, if you're drawn to this work and you want to stay in touch, sign up for our newsletter on our website, peaceofmindovertures.com. We've got right there at the top page, you'll see there's a section to put in your email, and you'll get notified whenever we're doing these kind of videos or any other kind of trainings that we're working on. Finally, I wish you all much peace and joy. These are new times, and these new times require new tools. And so I hope you give this one a chance. And if it works for you, or whatever your reaction to this is, join me here and let's have a dialogue with others. Thank you, and I wish you all the best.